Entire neighborhoods engulfed in flames. This is the worst bushfire to hit southern Australia in 30 years. Dozens of homes now destroyed. Residents devastated over what they have lost, but lucky to have made it out.
We saw a lot of smoke. I get to the top of the hill, we saw the flames as tall as the trees, and then we knew we were in trouble.
Thousands of people have had to flee their homes since the fire began on Friday afternoon. It quickly spread, and in just over 24 hours had burned more than 12,500 hectares of land. More than 700 firefighters, including those who've come from neighboring states, are battling the flames. Hot weather continues to complicate efforts at fighting the flames. The County Fire Service has warned flare-ups could be a concern for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Police are investigating exactly what caused this blaze that's left serious damage in its wake. So far, though, perhaps luckily, it has not taken anyone's life. Christy Loosedown, CNN, Hong Kong.
In health news, there could be another Ebola patient here in the U.S. A health worker who was exposed to the virus while working in Sierra Leone is now being monitored for the virus at a hospital in Nebraska. The identity of the patient is not being made public right now. Officials are only saying the patient is not sick or contagious, but they are being quarantined for observation.
She had to see it.
Until my parents gave me that story, and then when I came here, it kind of really hit home what's going on.
Tiffany Binkley's mother and aunt were in this house when the hill above them collapsed.
You know, they have a few bumps, scrapes, stuff like that, but they made it out alive, so that's a miracle right there.
No one was seriously hurt when the mudslide hit early in the morning.
All of a sudden, it just all hell broke loose. and everybody's calling, get out, and we could hear everything falling down.
Well, it's my medicine, I'm leaving.
And then detailed exclusively.
The city put a voluntary evacuation order in effect for a 6-block stretch.
It's time to move on, you know?
Some headed to relatives.
My cats are low in the house.
Others dried out in the YMCA, which is now a shelter.
We'll just sit right here at the Y and watch the goings on.
And the threat's far from over. The slide created a pool of water and mud above Queets Avenue, threatening even more homes below. And until it's cleared, the 200-plus people who live up the road can't leave their homes because of the slide. They could be stranded for days.
I don't think it's going to be a problem if we can get out of here in the next couple days. I think between all of us, we'll make it work.
Sumner Avenue in Hoquiam became a river on Monday with another wave of flooding.
I am hoping that people will slow down with my wonderful sign.
Stephanie Bellis is out here because her home just can't take any more water.
We have about 5 inches in the house right now. So we got sandbags, but still, whatever we can do to try and prevent it even more, that'd be nice.
Hey! A few blocks away, Keats Avenue is much more quiet after a landslide pushed 3 homes right off their foundations, and police urged neighbors to evacuate for at least 24 hours.
You know, if it was continue raining hard, I wouldn't be here.
For now, Ken and Penny Niles are staying put at the base of an unstable Beacon Hill.
I think we're going to take our chances. I hope we're not making a foolish move.
No easy decision, but they say it's hard to turn your back on home.
A female suicide bomber has blown herself up inside a police station in Istanbul, wounding 2 officers. According to Turkish media, one of the officers has died of his injuries. The woman is said to have spoken English as she entered the building in the tourist hub of Sultanahmet, but her nationality and identity remain unknown. There's been no immediate claim of responsibility, but it comes 1 week after a far-left group, DHKPC, said it was behind an attack on police near the Prime Minister's office in the city.
Twelve people are confirmed dead. They include the magazine's editor and a cartoonist and a police officer murdered at close range. The target was a satirical weekly called Charlie Hebdo. Elaine Cobb is at the scene in Paris where an intense manhunt is underway. Elaine, good morning.
French Interior Minister says that they have beefed up security across the capital. Police and military have been placed on sensitive sites, including schools, places of worship, ministries, and they say that they will do everything to catch the men who carried out the attack this morning. It was shortly after 11 a.m. when 2 armed and masked men walked into the entrance lobby of the headquarters of Charlie Hebdo and opened fire. One eyewitness said they asked for some people by name, which scared them. Police believe this may have been a very organised attack because they also left rapidly in a getaway car. Police say they have now launched a manhunt for 3 armed men.
Elaine, beyond what you have already said, what more can you tell us about what police know and where the manhunt stands?
For the moment, the manhunt is underway. They are asking all eyewitnesses, neighbours, anyone who saw anything to help. Now, several people in the area, in fact, took videos from their windows. And in one, we see 2 gunmen getting out of a car. They walk up to an injured policeman and shoot him at point-blank range before getting into their car and speeding off. Now, Charlie Hebdo was already under police protection because this magazine had published caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad, angering many Muslims, and had been threatened many times and was firebombed once.
To the dramatic skydiving accident, 13 people narrowly escaping when their plane lost power, parachuting to safety moments before it crashed into a lake. ABC's Rena Ninen has that story for us.
The aircraft had just taken off for a skydiving trip over Lake Taupo in central New Zealand when the plane suddenly lost power and suffered engine problems. The pilot told the 6 tourists and 6 crew members they had to leap for their lives mid-air. The instructors attached themselves to the tourists and were able to tandem jump at the last minute, 4,200 feet above water.
So the plane coming across, had smoke coming out of it, and saw the parachuters jumping out, and then heard a big bang, it blew up. It blew up before it hit the water.
The plane then nosedived, crashing into the Crystal Lake waters as hundreds of stunned holiday onlookers watched.
The pilot, tell me what happened to him.
He landed down in the prickle. He was landed in the prickle, so pretty deep, so they had to wait for fire brigade and that to come down and cut him out.
Some of the survivors managed to swim to the coast while others were rescued by boat. You can see the plane here just below the surface. Authorities will lift the plane today and are investigating the cause. The group paid to tandem skydive with Skydive Taupo, as seen here. The pilot was experienced but had only been with the company a few days. His fast-thinking action was credited with saving all aboard. They had to jump at a high altitude, almost half of what's ideal for skydiving.
Nothing short of a miracle, really, because both the pilot and all the instructors are very heroic. They've all been trained to deal with emergency situations, and they've hauled out in the best possible way.
For Good Morning America, Rena Ninen, ABC News, New York.
A veterans clinic down in Texas closed today after 2 people were shot and killed there yesterday. It happened around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the Williams Beaumont Army Medical Center in El Paso. Police say the gunman shot and killed a doctor before turning the weapon on himself. No one else was hurt. A major investigation involving both the FBI and military officials now underway.
Authorities in Baltimore are now warning police to be on alert for possible attacks after a gang member allegedly brought a loaded handgun into a police station. That warning comes after another 2 New York City police officers were shot overnight. 3 men, after a manhunt, are now in custody for that. And we are learning new details about the moments that led up to that shooting. Police say that the surveillance video that I'm going to show you right now shows a gunman robbing a grocery store, as you see, but just before he allegedly opened fire, injuring these 2 officers.
Fired. 187 seatbelt. 187 seatbelt. There's a white. Can I get white Chevy Camaro going northbound. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Miguel Marquez is out front. Miguel, what more are you learning about the shooting and the officer's condition?
Well, the officers are doing okay. One of them was shot in the arm and the chest, the other one in the arm and the back, and they are in stable condition and expected to make a full recovery, luckily enough. One of the questions is whether or not they were wearing their protective vests because they were off duty when they responded to this thing. The chief of police here, the police commissioner here in New York, talked about where exactly these police officers were when they heard about this robbery in progress.
Those officers last evening were ending their chore duty, were in fact beginning to change out of their clothes when a call came in about a robbery, and they immediately, all 5, ran out of the station, got into a police vehicle, and began to canvass the area in the vicinity of the robbery location.
Now, the officer got off 3 shots. One of the individuals was hit in the leg. He later checked into a hospital with some bogus claim. The police were able to get onto him very quickly, and his claim unraveled. He led them to somebody else, who then led them to the 3rd person. So 3 people were picked up, 2 arrested. The other one remains in custody. Very, very important to note, though, that this was not a targeted killing. These were officers who were getting off work, heard about a robbery, and then responded. Aaron?
recording.